Hello everybody and welcome back to Imperator, where we are currently working on getting some additional road work built up over this way. Apparently we have a civil war. Who is angry? Benaya Oyasi, or actually Osai, the governor of Armenia. Okay, so where is this guy? This jerk right here? Okay, that's not a big deal. He is 65 years old and ailing. I'm going to give him free hands, and hopefully he dies before the corruption becomes too much of an issue. Perfect. So there we go. And of course, we do have more buildings that we can construct. In fact, there's kind of a lot of them. Okay, well, let's start working through some of these. So next would be Rabat Aman. That doesn't have a J in it. Okay, so that is down over this direction. Sure. So this is, of course, a production location. We would then put in a pair of tax offices. This seems fine. Cool. Next up would be Hormizdartzar. That I did not pronounce that correctly. That is absolutely the case. This would require a forum and a freeman district, which seems absolutely okay. So next would be Shapur. And most of these should be very, very simple constructions. This would be 2 forums. And then we've got Holwan. Where is this? This is up over this direction. Sure. Also production, a freeman district, and a tax office. Cool. Then we've got Nuarsak, which is up over this way. Sure. A pair of freeman districts seem fine. Then we would have Katispi, which is right up over here, very, very nearby. A pair of freeman districts. No issues for basically any of these at this point. And when I say issues, what I'm talking about is food, primarily. As these cities grow, we're going to need a fair amount of food flowing into them, as we've already seen. Where did I put that? Shorapani. Okay. Shorapani. That is out over here. Cool. So we need to get rid of this fortress, and this is a research location. We have an aqueduct here. I really don't think that's necessary right now. So let's get rid of that, and let's put in a court of law and then 2 academies for the moment. Actually, trading should be enabled. Let's go through our administration provinces here, and let's make sure that trading is enabled everywhere for now. There's a bunch of these that we've taken since we last went through this, and we got to make sure that these have trading enabled. Okay, so something along the lines of this. I wish there was a way to set the default for new provinces as to whether trading was enabled or disabled, or an enable trading in all provinces button right here. That would be nice, but alas, such a thing does not exist. Next up would be Faces, which is out over here. Sure. Okay, so we would put in a pair of freeman districts here. Yeah, I think having the Great Temple here is still useful, so we'll keep that around for the moment. Next would be Gaundusa, which is off this direction. Cool. So this would be a pair of freeman districts, no problem here. And we've got that Grand Theater. I think that's fine. No issue there. Assimilation is always good, after all. So next up would be Malos, which is down this direction. A tax office for sure. And we could maybe make the argument of putting in an aqueduct here to boost this population capacity. This is not a capital city, though, so that may not matter. For now, let's put in a second tax office there. That'll be fine. This area, I think I am going to put in a farmer's market, just because there's a lot of cities here, and as this grows, I'm going to be concerned about food. So I'm going to put in a farmer's market in any of these that have open building slots here. Something like that. Okay, next up would be Sowanda, which every time I see that, I'm surprised that this is Anatolian. It sounds very African somehow, but no, it's Anatolian. Cool. So we'll put in a tavern here and a freeman district. That'll be fine. And then Iconion, which sounds extraordinarily Greek. And that's probably because it originates from Greek. I mean, it's Anatolian, so yeah, probably. So we would put in a pair of tax offices here. Food looks good. Next up would be Tiana. And that is out this direction. So here we would also put in a pair of tax offices. Not a library. A pair of tax offices. There we go. No food issue there, was there? I didn't actually look. No food issue. Okay. It's November at this point, so if there's a food issue, it just isn't going to be at full, right? That's what I'm defining as a food issue. So that's fine for the moment, and we would put in 2 forums. Next would be Adon. We've only got a few of these left to do. So Adon is down over this direction. This is a capital. It qualifies to be a metropolis once we get it upgraded. Okay. Let's put in a pair of libraries. No food issue there for the moment. And then Alpha would be the next location, which is right up over here. Sure. This is not going to be a metropolis. That's fine. A pair of tax offices here. Actually, hang on. Look at that food. This food is definitely going to be problematic. So we need to put in a farmer's market here. And then I'm going to put in a tax office. And then up in this city here, we have a farmer's market. Okay. In this city, we have one as well. Noted. I think we should probably drop one of these imports. I'm leaning towards this incense. And we're going to bring in some grain. Hopefully that will be enough. It's currently going to be, well, it's November right now. This is going to be problematic levels of food. So that's understood. We'll keep an eye on that, and we'll probably need to come back to that. Tabanesi would be the next location, which is out over this direction. So food here is negative at this time. This is not the only city in this location. So we would put a farmer's market here. Let's check here. Farmer's market here as well. That's definitely going to be required. We're not importing anything here right now. So I'm going to import some grain. I'm also going to import like some... let's see here. Dates give monthly food only. Yeah, I think we're going to import a second unit of grain here. So 2 units of grain coming in is going to be plus 12 food overall. And then when we count these 2 farmers markets, that's going to be very significant food income. So that looks fine. I don't think there's any additional problem there. That should be taken care of. So Zanakopis, which is up over here. Okay, no food issue here. So a pair of Freeman districts look good. And then we've got Tenaron, which is out over here. Noted. No food issue here at all. This is a production location. A pair of Freeman districts will do. So next up is G'days, which sounds somehow Australian. I know it's not, but I mean, g'day, right? My Australian accent is very bad. I did not even attempt it there, and I shouldn't. It's not going to go well. So this is a research city, and we're going to put in a pair of libraries here. There we go. So that is all of our 2 building slots for now. There will be more. So that's understood. Now, these are currently moving into position, and I want to do some more attacking over here. Our aggressive expansion, not very high. So if we attack this, Quadia would join. I don't think we care. It's absolutely A-okay. So let's go ahead and declare this, and Kalshadon would not join us. They're a disloyal subject. Really? What do you guys got going on over here? They don't like that they're subjected to a casus belli. Fair enough. We'll remove our claims. So there's that, and I'm also going to begin improving relations with them. So that'll be fine. We'll let that come on up. So that should not be any major issue. We don't need their help for this war anyway. So I'm going to move this army up over here, and these guys, they're on their way up this direction. I think we're going to put them up here. Let's wait for our forces to get into position. This is a Syracine revolt. Right. That's going to be a little bit awkward, but we might be able to expand some of the Garen territory out over this direction. I'm going to hire these mercs. We have no other way to get forces out over here at this time other than passage through these guys, which I doubt that they'll sign off on that. So we'll hire these mercs, put them onto unit reorg, and get them slowly moving up over this direction. Okay. So we're in position here. These guys are moving up, and let's get this under control. Now, Parthia, I'm not going to go after at this time. I'm just going to attack these two for the time being. So let's go ahead and declare here. Quadia will join, but this really doesn't matter that much. Although Quadia will become the enemy war leader, so that's understood. I mean, Quadia's these guys, right? I don't think it really matters. Let's just head directly on in. And we'll get the war goal under control right away. And if Quadia shows up, we've got these guys up here, and we can fight them. So that seems fine. And this siege will end very shortly. Now, I absolutely want to declare this on the Syracine Revolt. This is Archshock. Where's Scythia Magna? Hang on. Scythia Magna is there. Why do we have a claim on that? We have no way to get to it. So then we've got Dahia, which is, this is Archshock down here, right? Yeah. Where's Dahia? How's that spelled? A-E. Okay. Where is this? Down here. We actually have a way to get to that via the sea. Although we'd have to build a fleet here. So that would be, you know, pretty awkward. Okay, so that is a theoretical possibility. And then there's Scythia Ultima, which we probably can't access, really. So Scythia Ultima is this up here. Yeah, same story. We need a fleet here. Okay, so that means that we actually have to fabricate a claim here. So that would be on the province of Archshock. So that means that these guys should head out over this way and prepare to attack Parthia. That's what that means. Okay, so we can see that we have low food up over here, and this is really unsurprising. Incredibly unsurprising that we'd have low food there. I don't think that's anything we can really do anything about. Now, Taifa here has low food. We can build a farmer's market here. These are all settlements up this way. Okay. So I'm just checking our trade goods here and making sure that there's nothing incorrect. It doesn't look bad. So that's fine. And then we could probably drop this livestock import. Replace that with a grain import. Like this. And then the vegetables we would like to replace as well. This is going to be very negative in the food. Let's go ahead and put in a new local import route here as well. So we're going to do that, and for the time being, we should probably cancel this vegetable route and have this be another grain route, just for the sheer quantity of resources that we need to bring in, right? So this is not going to fix the issue here, but it will offset it somewhat. 26.9. Yeah, so we need this to last at least until spring, and then we need to get the food constructed here. So hopefully it won't be starving. That would be ideal. Are you still building roads? You are, but you're very, very close to done. Okay, looks good. So that all seems fine. We are sieging here, and I would like to attack Parthia. Do they have anything beyond these two provinces? Not that I know of. Dacia is quite large. We're going to need to fight them fairly soon, though. So that is absolutely noted. But I think this is all Parthia holds. So let's go ahead and declare this. And yeah, we're going to take Caucasian Albania. So that looks absolutely wonderful. And we're going to head in here. We can actually split this force in half, which I'm going to do. I'm going to send half of them here and half of them here. Okay. So that'll be fine. We are lacking a leader down here, but that's fine. All they're going to do is siege. So I have no problem with that. So ticking war score is against us here. Okay. But we'll have that very soon. And also, we can see that they hired some mercenaries down here. They're black flagged, though. Where are they planning to not be black flagged anymore? What's the point of this? We can't fight them, but they can't do anything. Okay. Well, this siege is won. Rome is trying to enforce peace. This is cute. This is really, really cute. They think that they can force us into this. Hilarious. They have 13,000 pops. No, we're going to decline that. So that's really, really, really funny. The Roman Empire is going to join that. And now we can come up over this direction. We can't go through Macedon, though. So they can't get to us except by sea. This is really funny. I don't know why they even thought that this was a thing that they could do. So we need at least 10 war score for this. We're just going to wait for ticking, I think. So these guys are walking this direction. So as far as this war goes out over here, that's not a problem. We'll keep an eye on the Romans. They're not going to get unblack flagged by going here, are they? This is occupied. We'll find out. They did, actually, remarkably. They have no morale. So we're going to win that battle, and that's going to get us a bunch of war score. So that's very convenient. I don't know why the Romans think that they can do this. They really can't. I mean, they've got a strong navy. We have not built our navy back up. I mentioned after the last war that we wanted to build our navy back up, but this was not intended to be a war that involved a navy. So yeah, that never really happened. But this force at this point, we're going to move them up over here-ish. And I'm going to keep these guys somewhere around, like, here. We're going to take them off of road build. And we're going to have them just go on to a drill unit unless the Romans turn up. But I doubt that they will. So this is absolutely fine. We just need one more war score from ticking at this point, and we can make our demand. And we'll see if they're willing to accept it. They may or may not be. So this siege is won, and we're going to move these guys over, grouping this army back together. And we'll see when this siege is won. So 9 right now, and 10. So now we can sue for peace, and they would not accept this. They have 23 reasons not to. But 40 of those reasons are simply months at war. Okay. So that's not going to be too bad. We'll just see if the Romans turn up anywhere. I'm really deeply unafraid of the Romans, so this is not going to be a problem. I would like to get these guys drilling. Keep in mind, this is our fresh army that has very little experience. We definitely want to be working up their experience somewhat. But yeah, the Romans are not frightening at all. Let's group these back together. There we go. And this siege will be finishing soon, so this army will be freed up to go respond to any potential Roman threat. There's not currently a Roman threat, but they might try to land somewhere. Hunt them down, execute them all, and destroy their property. Perfect. Okay, so now this war is over, and we're going to take their stuff. There we go. No problem there. And we'll lose half a point of aggressive expansion. And now we're going to move out over, like, here or so. We just need to march in this, like, westward direction, right? So that'll be fine. This is a city here, and I'd like to rework this a bit. Do we want to have a fort there? It is a fairly strategic place to have a fort because that controls this pass. Okay, I guess that's fine. Do we want to have the ports here? Well, having a shipwright out on this sea is not a terrible idea. So let's go ahead and put a shipyard here. We'll have the fortress there. I accidentally deleted it. We're going to have the fortress there. And I've learned that if you right-click, it doesn't actually delete it until you drag. But if you drag off and right-click out here, it still deletes it. Wild. Okay, well, we're going to definitely have that fort there. The aqueduct I'm going to get rid of, and we produce incense here. I don't feel like we need a research city, so I'm going to have this be a production city. That said, we would like to max out our port level here. Like that. Okay, that'll be fine. Now we've got a city here. We don't need a fort there, that's for sure. And this should absolutely be a production location, standard production location, and we're going to do something like that. Okay, now, the Romans. We don't really have a way to get to them because of Macedon. Macedon is a buffer at this moment, and not a useful one necessarily. Wait a second, Rome has access? Rome has access through Macedon, but Macedon is not giving us access. Okay, they have 41 reasons not to. Fair enough. If Rome wants to occupy this territory, that's probably okay. We know that the Roman Navy is pretty strong, right? I would like to start building to this unit, and I would like to start building Octiers if we can. So let's build 2 unit, or build 2 Navy. And actually, mega polyremes would be the way to go, right? Yeah, absolutely. This would be the way to go. So how many of these do we want to queue up? We can queue up a lot. This will be in Rashpon. And I'm just going to sit here and spam this. I wish we could shift-click to... shift-click to build more. That would be nice. Unfortunately, I don't think that exists here. So how many have been queued up in Rashpon? Rashpon is our primary shipbuilding location. In fact, it's our kind of only shipbuilding location. And I have no idea how long the queue in this is. Okay. Over 100 at this point. We'll call that good. That's going to take time, and that is fine. We may want to get another shipyard going somewhere. This is a decent location, actually. So let's get rid of the commercial district. Let's put in a shipyard here. And let's get rid of the 2 taverns and a slave trader and max out the ports here. So that'll get us a second shipyard out this way. I'm thinking even a third, perhaps here. Okay, I'm wondering about the current population here. No conversion, yeah. So we would get rid of the Great Temple. We would get rid of the taverns. And even a couple of slave traders. Actually, I'm going to get rid of some freeman districts here. Max out the ports, and we would put in an additional shipyard. And then we would put back these 2, like that. Actually, no. I changed my mind. Like that. Okay, that'll do for now. So this is going to help us get our construction going a little faster, which would be, you know, a good thing. But the Romans are attacking out over here, so we have to try to sneak past their navy. This could be interesting. We'll see how we end up pulling this off. This navy, not very powerful in comparison to the Roman navy. So that is absolutely understood. It's going to take a long time to build all of these mega polyremes, and that's understood. This is also too large of a force to put onto this navy. This is 65 ships, and this is going to be like 82 units here, 83 cohorts. So we're going to need to split this in half, and then these are going to need to embark. There's the Roman navy. Let's see if we can sneak up to Naxos. They're coming this direction. Okay. So we'd like to sneak in like this. If the Roman Navy is going to land out here, that's fine. Okay. How are we doing on this peace deal, anyway? They have 15 reasons not to? Sure. So they're going to continue to do this, right? It's going to be obnoxious. But we're going to drop in up over here, hopefully before they get this capped. We've always abandoned Greece in the past, and maybe we should just abandon Greece again. Okay, so we made it here. Now we need to sail back over this direction. Now these guys, they aren't really ready to fight, right? They're just here to hold a beachhead for this moment. So we're going to sail back, and we know that the Romans headed up this way. I don't know, maybe they're going to try to land up over here or something. But we'll let this all auto-cap. That seems fine. And we're going to go get the other section of our Puntic Argos. The sack of Argos? Okay, sure. That's understood. So we have starving pops down this direction. Okay, let's ditch the library, and we're going to put in a farmer's market here. And then, of course, we've got this metropolis here, which we can put a farmer's market in as well. We should make sure that all of these... Okay, this is cloth. This is sheep. Grain, that looks correct. Okay. Yep, no real problems there. And then we're going to have to change one of these imports or so. Minus 39, but we're almost through the winter. So let's cancel this route, and let's cancel this route. And we're going to bring in 2 units of grain. There we go. So that should be reasonably fine for now. Yeah, just this area is starving. This down here is negative on its food, and quite negative. So we've got a farmer's market there. Yeah, we worked on this. That's right. It should be okay. It should be net positive at this point. So we've got this down here, Zood, and I would definitely like to put in a farmer's market there. We don't have any other cities here, and this is very heavily desert. So there's not a lot of food production here. There is some sheep. We're currently importing additional sheep. Let's remove that trade route, and we're going to bring in grain. Okay, that should solve the problem there. Where else do we have food issues? Okay, here is expected. And then that's Memphis. Okay, so that looks good. Cool. So we're going to bring our navy back over here, and we're going to embark these guys. And now we're going to come back over this way. Now you can see that the Romans are on their way in. So this is currently shock action, and that is actually deception or bottleneck would be even better. We're going to go with bottleneck. And we can see the Romans are on their way, but we're going to be reinforcing this fairly soon. So we'll see how this ends up going. Okay, so we can see that the Romans are... And keep in mind, this is our worst army. No, I want to click on the actual battle here. The Romans are at 140 discipline, which is not surprising. They're Roman. But overall, this is going quasi-okay. I mean, we're rolling awfully. Absolutely awfully. But let's see if our reinforcements show up in time. Looks like no. Where are we retreating to? We're retreating to here? Sure. Let's just sail around. That seems fine. So yeah, we're going to let that happen. That's absolutely okay. Now we see an 8K Roman stack here. So let's force march these guys up over this direction. And this is okay. We don't actually have a problem with what the Romans are doing right now. Like, we would like to fight stacks like this one. Absolutely. So we're going to force march after them, and we're going to come catch this. This stack is not going to survive. Perfect. Okay, so these guys are currently stuck here, right? We don't have a port here, so we're going to have to come in like this. We're going to put these guys onto unit reorg. The reinforcements are going to come in, and we don't have access through Macedon. They won't give it. That's okay. They don't need to. We're now at 15 war score. Oh, the Romans would accept this piece. Hang on. I want to make sure that we have this selected. Oh, this is a white piece. That's why. Okay, so they wouldn't accept this. They have 16 reasons not to. That is definitely an improvement. So we'll continue to kick the Romans out of here, and we'll group these guys together for the time being. And we're going to need to transport forces over to, like, Corinthos. Would be ideal. But we'll let these guys regen their morale for now. Okay, that looks good. It is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to see about continuing to fight the Romans. They're continuing to sack our Greek territories over here. That's expected, to be honest. I'm deeply unsurprised about that. We see that the Roman Empire has some forces up over here. Let's move up this way. But it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we are going to grab this territory. I don't know why Rome thought that this was a good idea, but it wasn't. They can't do anything about this. Not that they even want to. Like, this is irrelevant to them. I don't know why they're fighting over this. Hang on a moment. How did they get here? The Roman Navy is in this sea. How did they get here? This river is navigable up to like here. But does that connect back over here? How did the Navy get here is the question. So they're out over here. Presumably they're going to land out this way. Seems reasonably fine. We can hire a few mercs from like down this direction. So we can hire these guys. Now we have these mercs out over here that aren't doing us any good right now. But that's fine for the moment. We can hire these 2 units of mercs. I'm going to put both of them onto unit reorg. And we're going to have them start moving up this direction. Because I don't know where these Romans are going or how they got here. Specifically the Navy. How did the Navy get here? Is this considered a portage point? Maybe. If so, that's interesting. Hang on, let's grab our Navy and temporarily, we don't actually want to do anything with this Navy, but if we ordered this, yeah, you can actually do a portage here. Good to know. I assumed that this was not navigable. I forgot about that. Okay, cool. So that's good to know. That's how the Romans got there. Doesn't matter though. We can fight this, no problem. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Atala, Andy McGar, Ali Lee, Dark Horse, Xenocyte, Hiro Marutsu, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.